in Republican Senator Thom Tillis, who's in a tough race for re-election. So no pressure on North Carolina, but all eyes on you. Tell me a little bit about how the Supreme Court opening is playing there in North Carolina and how North Carolinians are taking to Amy Coney Barrett.
Well, I think she's warmly received by North Carolina, and I sit on the Judiciary Committee, so I'll be there for the confirmation hearings. But she's a brilliant academic professor, first in her class at Notre Dame Law. She's been a great judge. She's got a broad base of support across the political spectrum of people who served with her, and she's also going to be the first Supreme Court justice who has grade or school-age kids when she gets confirmed to the Supreme Court. I think people in North Carolina support Judge Barrett. I'm looking forward to moving forward with the confirmation and getting her confirmed before the election.
So you were very up close in the Kavanaugh confirmation. Do you see this one being as hotly contested as that was?
Oh, I do. I think they've got to be very careful in terms of how they approach the nominee, but I still think we already see it. We see it in the narrative. We see it in social media. They're going to do everything they can to discredit her. And even my opponent, Cal Cunningham, wants to support liberal judges who would challenge our Second Amendment, challenge our religious freedoms, and even our right to speak. We know that Amy Barrett's not going to do that. She'll be a very balanced, originalist judge, and she'll go to the court, and I think make us proud and be there for decades.
So let me take a look at politics now. The Real Clear Politics average shows in North Carolina it is super close with Biden at 47, President Trump at 46.2, obviously tied there. Your race, so there's a little bit more of a distance. Cunningham, the Democrat, at 46.5, and you at 40.5. What can make the difference in these North Carolina races for you and even for President Trump in the next 36 days?
Well, I think we have to go forward. I have my third debate on Thursday night. We have to go forward and ask the voters of North Carolina, do they want somebody who's broken a tax pledge and raised taxes by $1 billion? When I was Speaker, I cut taxes. Do they want somebody who criticized the Paycheck Protection Program while his company was getting one over $1 million? Do they want somebody who got a $40,000 tax credit to renovate his house, including a butler's pantry? Or do they want somebody who grew up in a trailer park, didn't get my degree until I was 36 years old, and fulfilled every promise I've ever made since I've been in public office? That's how we win, and I think that's how we will win.
How do you think, just maybe a quick thought about the voting there? I know it's already early and underway. How do you feel like Republican get out the vote efforts are going compared to Democrats?
We've got a very energized base. Before the Supreme Court opening, we've seen a lot of enthusiasm for what we'll be doing in the Senate and the Judiciary Committee in 2 weeks. I feel like we have the enthusiasm on our side. I also think that with the rioting that we're seeing across the country, more recently in Raleigh and in Asheville, that the voters are beginning concerned with public safety and the attacks on police. I think those are the kinds of things that are going to motivate even inconsistent voters to get to the polls by November 3rd. However, I am very worried about what the Board of Elections did to our absentee ballot system just last week against the objections of the legislature, providing ballot boxes anywhere across the state unsupervised, not requiring a signature on your absentee ballot, and allowing the ballots to be received 4 or 5 days after the election is undermining confidence in something that I've really relied on and voted absentee before.
All right. Senator Thom Tillis, we'll keep in touch with you on your race and also, of course, on the Supreme Court confirmation. Thank you so much.